Hi, please like our videos and subscribe to our channel, and make sure you click on a bell and switch on all notifications so you are notified when we are uploading new videos, which we are doing every day. Right, before we move forward, I strongly suggest you go and read more about observable object protocol and published variables and observed objects. If you don't know about them already, this will be a good place to get familiar with this, because these are very powerful tools that are used in SwiftUI in order to pass data from one view to another. In this course, we are going to cover two of the three main ways of transferring data. One of them is the observable object. The other one will be the state variables, which we will see later on. What we are going to do now is to create the detail view for our drink. So let's say whenever you select one of the drinks, it's going to open a detail view, and it's going to show us the image, the name of the drink, and then some description and the button to add it to our basket. And as you can see here, our image, before we put a text here, the name of the drink, it has some background here which is kind of shadowy black, so it makes our title, the name of the drink, to stand out better. And this works for different type of backgrounds. As you can see, it's kind of smoky here. So this we are going to do as well. All right, let's select our drink item.swift file, Command N to create a new SwiftUI file. And this one I'm going to call drink detail. And let's just create this. Okay, let's close the left panel since we're not going to need it. And I can actually open the canvas here, make it smaller, and let's click on resume. So looking at our ready view here, what we need to do is to have some kind of scroll view. As you can see, I can scroll this because this text may be bigger, or maybe you want to add something different here apart from the add to basket button. So that's why we're going to put this in a scroll view. Then in our scroll view, we have the top area, which is our image, this background here, and the title, and then it goes the description, and finally we have a button underneath. So let's start from our scroll view, and of course our drink detail will need a drink object to show it. So I'm going to say var drink, and this is going to be a type of drink. And of course we need to pass it into our drink detail preview so that we know what we are previewing here. And here I'm going to again access our drink data that we have already and just get the first item from our array. So say drink data. You can put the first 0, or you just can say first like this. And you can unwrap this since we know that our array has some data in it. We're sure that we can force unwrap this without crashing our application. Also, let me zoom out here so we have something to see. Right, let's get rid of this text here. And we are going to create our scroll view. So I will just say scroll view. And our scroll view is going to be a vertical scroll view. So we say dot vertical. And I don't want to show the indicators. So I say show indicators to false. So this is our scroll view. Let me just put a comment here so I know where my scroll view finishes, because when we are using SwiftUI and you have all these curly braces and one view inside the other one, the place is getting crowded really fast, and sometimes you forget what finishes where. So I'm going to call this end of scroll view. Okay, and in our scroll view, we are going to have this top area here. And for this, I'm going to use a ZStack. Mainly, SwiftUI has three ways of creating stack, which if I open here, you can see one stack can be horizontal, can be vertical, and the Z is just stands out from the screen, like it's on top, the Z axis. For example, here we have a horizontal stack, we have vertical stacks in order to put our item. So imagine it's like a block with horizontally putted items inside of it, or vertically putted items inside. So the Z stack, it just pops out. So we are going to create a Z stack, and it's going to be aligned at the bottom. Let's just put our curly braces here, and I'm going to put here also comment. Okay, and now that we have our Z stack, we can start with our image. And my image is going to be, we access our drink dot image name, and this will make an image for us. So if I resume here, we are going to see some results already. I see it's a huge image, and we can use a parameter resizable on it. And then we are going to change the aspect ratio. So we say dot aspect ratio is going to be fit. Okay, so this is our image now, which is quite good. What I'm going to do is just make this nicely aligned here. And once we have our image, we want to position this shadow here. So I'm going to create a rectangle, and we are going to give it a blurry background with some opacity. So let's create a rectangle. And the rectangle is going to have a frame. So say frame, and I'm going to make the height, let's put some 80 points here without any alignment. Then we want to put a color to our rectangle. As you can see, it was resized here. So we say foreground color, and I'm going to put this black. And after foreground color, we want to make it transparent. So I will put opacity, and let's put some 0.35 maybe. So this is like 35% opacity, and you can see how it changes. And finally, we want to add some blur to it. So we just say blur, and let's put some 10 or around 12, you will be fine there. And again, I'm going to fix the indentation, and you can see that we have already our blurred background there. So we have our rectangle. Now we want to position our text there. So in order to do that, I'm going to create another horizontal stack. So I say H stack, and my horizontal stack, because if I just take a text and put it here, it's going to be somewhere in the middle. But what we want to do is to put the text starting from left. So that's why I'm going to use horizontal stack, so that I can push my text all the way to the left like we have here. So we are putting a spacer here to push everything on the left side. So in my horizontal stack, I'm going to create another stack because we want to put alignment and some spacing. So I'm going to put a vertical stack here. And my vertical stack alignment is going to be leading, and spacing is going to be 8. And now in my vertical stack, I'm going to put a text, and the text is going to be my drink.name. And let's see how it looks. It's very small, and right now it's in the middle. So first we are going to add some parameters to our name. So I'm going to put a color, say foreground color dot white. Now we will be able to see it, and then let's change the font so it's a large title. Okay, so it's quite big, and as I told you, it's by default it's in the middle. So what we are going to do is go to our vertical stack where it finishes, and we're going to add some padding. And I'm going to say padding leading here, and let's add another padding and put this bottom. So we have some space around on the left and at the bottom. And now in our horizontal stack, where we finish our vertical stack, after my vertical stack, I can just say spacer, and everything will be pushed on the left side here, because here we have a spacer and it is pushing everything to the left side. And once we have our spacer, here I can put an end of Hstack. Once I have a spacer in place, my top area is ready. The next will be adding our title, our description, and then the button.